Hey, Masura-san!
Game producer. Mr. Amori.
Look at those
game
plushies!
And they're accompanied by David from the Pokemon Company. Thank you very much. They also have little cameo appearances of Score Bunny, Gurky, and Sobble. They're super cute. And then I'm also accompanied by Terry and Bill, who just wheeled into our segment over here. All right, so to kick things off, there was a lot of announcements from the Pokemon Direct last week, and then there was some more information that came out this morning. Mr. Masuda, Mr. Amori, do you have anything to add to that information?
先日の任天堂ダイレクトもそうなんですけども、まあ先ほどの先ほどの任天堂ダイレクトあと先日のポケモンダイレクトでいろいろ新情報が出たと思うんですけれども、なんか追加で話しいただけることありますでしょうか。
そうです。まず本作の大きな特徴の一つであるダイマックス、そして
ダイナマックス
伝説のポケモンをご紹介することができたので、まあ多くの皆さんがソードシールドの魅力をまず少し知ってもらえたかなと思ってます。
So we're really happy to finally be able to reveal one of the big features of the game called Dynamax, as well as the legendary Pokemon. And I think that's really getting a lot of the fans out there excited for the games.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited. I think we're going to
you sound excited, my love.
That element.
You
but
sound
Bill,
excited.
Do you have anything else to add?
That's right. I think today was anything you can share about what we're going to be showing on Treehouse Live for everybody watching at home?
まあ本日のこのツリーハウスライブで、まあどういったことを見せることになるんでしょうか。
そうですね。先ほどのダイレクトで水タイプのジムの挑戦というところと、あとジムリーダーのルリナーについて公開しました。で今回のツリーハウスライブではワイルドエリアとマックスレイドバトルについて実際にプレイして紹介したいなと思います。
So in the direct we just saw, we revealed the water type gym and the gym challenge and the gym leader Nessa. But in today's Treehouse Live, I want to demonstrate via actual live gameplay the wild area as well as some max raid battle.
Hey, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the wild area.
Is something that's brand new for the Pokemon games. We have not had an area like this. Can you maybe give people just a little bit of information about what it is?
そうですね。まあ今回ワイルドエリア、まあこういうなんていうんですかエリアっていうのは多分ポケモンシリーズでも初めてのことだと思うんですけれども、もうちょっとこう詳しく教えてもらえますでしょうか。
そうですね。このワイルドエリアなんですけども、最も多くの種類のポケモンが。
Mate, could you imagine being a translator? Like, just think how like fast your brain has to work.
ポケットモンスターシリーズでは存在しなかったような広大なエリアとなってます。
So this is really kind of the first time that we've had such a huge, wide open area in the Pokemon main series RPGs, and you'll, in the wild area, really find the widest variety of wild Pokemon out of any area in the games, and it also changes the Pokemon you can encounter depending on the weather conditions and where you go and the time of day.
あとその街と街をつないでいる
How big the game is.
冒険中にも何回もここに訪れることになります。あとちょっと見ていただいて分かる通りカメラをこう自由に動かすことができるので、これによって落ちているアイテムであったり、空を飛んでいるポケモンを探すこともできます。
And the wild area, it spans across multiple towns, so your adventure will take you back to this, the wild area multiple times. And as you can see on screen here, you can control the camera freely in this area to better find hidden items that are lying about and also see the Pokemon that are flying above in the sky.
Well, yes, and it looks like we are seeing Pokemon out in the field here, correct?
そうですね。フィールドポケモンがちょっとうろうろしているような感じには見えるんですけれども。
そうですね。
It's cool how like you see a Pokemon, you can like sneak up on it.
シンボルエンカウントって呼んでいるポケモンとのエンカウントと、あと先ほどちょっと出ましたけど、ちょっとびっくりマークが出てくるのがあるんですけども、あれはこうまたシンボルポケモンでは意外と新しいポケモンが出るかもしれないというそのランダムのエンカウントのドキドキ感、どちらも楽しめるようになってます。
So yeah, we have the Pokemon wandering about the field. We call them kind of symbol encounters, where you can see the Pokemon before you actually encounter it. But at the same time, you actually just saw an exclamation mark pop up in the tall grass there, and that kind of simplifies that it's a random encounter, so you don't know which Pokemon you're going to encounter. We wanted to have a mixture of both types.
Oh wait, so was that the EXP share on?
Also, let players enjoy that excitement of not knowing what they're going to encounter.
Yeah, that's great. It looks like we've got a lot of different types of Pokemon that appear out here in the wild area as well.
そうですね。ワイルドエリアのこのフィールド上にこうたくさんいろんな種類のポケモンが出てるようには見えますね。
はいはい、そうですね。
I wanted to see the different camera angles.
見てわかる通り、今回は単性のバトルという風になってまして。
Oh, that's cool. So you don't know what it is.
バトルで実際に戦ったり、ボールを投げたりして捕まえることができます。
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of Pokemon to encounter, and of course, as you can see here, the battle system, it's the traditional turn-based battle where you choose...
I love how they're all holding an Everstone. Just to be safe, they're all holding an Everstone.
道具を持たせることもできますので、かなり奥深いバトルというのも体験できるようになってます。
Branch pull? What?
As well as the ability to give them items to hold. So there's definitely a lot of depth to the battle system.
Yeah, certainly I think fans are going to look forward to the depth within that battle system, and they'll be able to enjoy that both within the game as well as in their one-on-one battles as well.
そうですね。そういう深いバトルシステムは多分楽しみにしてるファンもいると思うんですけど、こういう野生ポケモンとのバトルだけではなくて、他のプレイヤーとの通信対戦を通してもできるということです。
In before shiny, could you imagine if they found a shiny Pokemon?
奥深いバトル、そうですね、待ってる方もいらっしゃると思うんで、そういった方にはすごく満足いただけるようなバトルになっていますね。
Yeah, I definitely. You can have link battles with other players, and of course, I think there's a lot of fans out there that are looking forward to kind of this return of the really, in-depth or the deep battle system that we have to, really compete with each other.
あと、ですね、今雨降ってます
Make
け
a
ども、
whistle?
雨降ってるので、
What?
その
For him to
短い
stop
ポケモ
still?
ンが出てます。
Oh, that's so
場所によ
cool.
ってはその天候が変わったりすることも
The
あっ
UI
て
does look so nice.
それで
Oh, there's Diggersby?
氷タイプが出たりっていうさまざまなポケモンが天候に合わせて出てきますね。
You can see it's actually raining right now where we're wandering about.
What's
and
the
depending
Victor
on the weather
thing?
condition, the kind of
In the bottom left.
certain types of Pokemon will appear more frequently. Right now, we'll see more water-type Pokemon, and maybe if it was snowing, you would see more ice-type Pokemon, for example.
毎日こうワイルドエリアは天候が変わったりするので、行くたびに新しい出会いが待ってますんで、毎日ワイルドエリアに訪れてほしいなと思います。
And the climate's pretty dynamic, so if you come back a different day, the weather may be completely different. So we really
That's
think
cool.
that players will have a lot of fun coming back multiple times and seeing the different Pokemon that appear depending on the weather conditions.
So we were talking about the different encounters, but it looks like Terry can also whistle to attract Pokemon, and different Pokemon have different reactions.
Oh, and he's playing it with a
エン
bloody
カウントシステムの
Pro
話をして
controller.
ると思うんですけど、今ちょっと口笛をして
そうですね、
いろんな反応をポケモンたちがしてると思うんですけど、もうちょっと教えてもらえますでしょうか。
そうですね。そのポケモンは種類によって、近づいプレイヤーを見ると近づいてきたり、逆にこう逃げてき
Show the
た
bag.
りするポケモンもいます。でなかなかこう空を飛んでいるポケモンとかが捕まえづらかったり
I'm
す
gonna
る
do
ん
a lot
です
in
け
rain
ど、
that mate.
口笛を吹くことで、こちらにこうおびき寄せたりとかですねして、
So I'm gonna
い
do
ろ
a
んな
bloody
ポケモ
lot
ン
that
と
it
出会う
rain.
ことができるようになってます。
Yeah, the whistle is kind of key to encountering certain types of Pokemon. For example, if they're flying high above, you can't really, encounter them very easily. So you have to attract their attention by whistling at them. But at the same time, like you said, they're kind of different Pokemon will react differently. Some might see you whistle and run away, for example, or others may be curious about you and approach you.
Terry's doing a great job of battling and capturing Pokemon here in the wild area.
Just got my Metapod.
捕まえました。
捕まえた
Expanding the party.
That's right.
You imagine, mate, they just randomly take off the Everstone when no one's watching.
We're gonna explore this part
They just
of
evolve
the
and she's
wild
like,
area as
I'm
we kind of
exposing
get closer
everything,
to
I
one
don't
of the
care,
towns
I
in the
don't give a
game.
damn.
And that should give us a good sense of this one particular part of the wild area, but
A
clearly there's a
haunter?
lot more to the wild area than
What?
we're showing here today.
今日お見せするのは
Showcase a new
あくまでもこの
Let a new
近くの
Pokemon
街に
slip up by accident. Come on.
なんていうんですかこの辺りだけをちょっと紹介するんです
Let
け
it-
ど、もっともっと本当広くていろんな場所がワイルドエリアにあるっていうことですよ
Get a
ね。
battle
そうです
going.
ね、かなりこうポケモンシリーズにおいては広い場所となってまして、遠くに行けば実は強いポケモンとか
I wish I could just hear the
まあ
OST.
自分の気持ちに
Ooh,
合わせて
South
こう
Lake.
遠くに行ってみたり
Mileage.
近くでいろんなポケモン捕まえたりとかいろい
Oh,
ろ
now
体験
it's
してもらえたらな
snowing.
と思います。
Yeah, this is just a small portion of the wild area. If you
Look
wanted
how
to walk
big it
really
is,
far
like,
out there,
that's
there's
crazy.
Lots of stuff to discover, and it's it's much wider. There's a lot available to discover. For example, much stronger Pokemon that you may want to go try and seek out.
It's crazy how big it is.
あと先ほどちょっとこうしゃがみながらこう草むらを歩いてたりしたんですけども、ポケモンによっては、プレイヤーを見つけると逃げてしまうポケモンもいますので、こうしゃがみながら
The camera
近づ
angles
く
are
と
well sick.
気づかれず
The
に
OST, the
エンカウン
battle
トする
OST
こともで
sounds
きます
sick.
Yeah, we were actually just. I think Terry was showing the crouching down motion, where you can kind of get into the tall grass and quietly approach some of the more perhaps timid Pokemon. Otherwise, they might run away from you.
It's like Dex have like. Well, I wonder what it's gonna be
We
like,
talked
like
about
shiny
how
Pokemon.
when the
then.
weather changes, that specific Pokemon like appear more often. So like right now it's hailing, so there's a different variety.
そうですね、今、氷が降ってるので、
はい
まあちょっと違うタイプのポケモンがちらほらと、まあ、ちょっと見かけ
そうですね
られますよね。
ここは今天候が雪に降っているので、氷タイプのポケモンが出るようになってます。
Yeah, since it's snowing right now, we might see a more ice type Pokemon appearing in the field.
And here we have Terry taunting Choke
近づいて
here.
きました。挑発してるみたいな感じですね。
Always picking my fights.
That's sick. Like, but I'm happy. Like,
Now, of course,
Sir,
you
this
can,
thing's level
you can
26.
access the wild area from very early in the
Right.
game, but as
You're gonna
we
get
see
bodied.
here, there
Go
are
to
some
Pokemon.
rather strong Pokemon out there.
結構序盤からワイルドエリアに行けるようになると思うんです
Go to
けど、
Corviknight.
じゃあ、まあ、ここではレベル高いポケモンも出現するということですよね。
そうですね。ちょっと奥に行けばレベルの
Corviknight
高いポケ
Go
モ
on.
ン出て今
Show the
かなり
Pokemon
こ
thing.
うレベルに差があるんで、これはちょっと逃げた方がいいんじゃないですか。
Yeah, depending on where you go, there'll be some very high level Pokemon that you may
Ah,
not
you
take
can't
on.
get away.
Probably run away from
Dead.
this one. Uh-oh.
ああ、やられてし
Oh
まう。
no! Score buddy.
強いですからね。もう逃げれるかな。
Oh, mate, what?
You got away.
Hey, Pro Beans with the 299. Thank you, brother.
Of course, one of the other things that we saw in one of the Nintendo Directs was that to kind of help you navigate the wild area, we saw the return of the bicycle.
Hey, look at that. That looks
です
sick.
けれども、自転車が今回復活するという、ことで、多分喜ばれるファンもいるんじゃないでしょうか。
そうです
Oh, you
ね
can go so
自転
fast
車
on
は
that.
ファンも
The
結構多く
rolling
いたり
fields,
す
the
るので
wild
今回
area.
こう自転車に乗ってこの
East
広大なエリアを
Lake
冒険
Axwell.
することができます。
Yeah, I think there are a lot of fans looking forward to the return of the
Ah,
bike, and
you
it
can
definitely
get on the
helps you
water.
around this wide
You
area.
can go on the water.
ちょうどちょっとこうリエを
My man is going sick. It's going sicko mode.
こう
What
加
is
速する
that?
こともできたり、あとは今水上にそのまま乗れたと思うんですけど、まあ、スムーズにこう
I want like
水上
something
に入れ
new
るん
to
で
show.
こういう広大なエリアをこうなんでしょうね、自由にこう冒険
What's
すること
that?
ができるようになってます。
So yeah, it really
You
helps
see
you
that?
get around the wild
Is
area
that a hidden
very
item?
quickly. You can even hold down the B button to kind of get a little dash move going, so you can get some extra speed. And as you saw, you can just kind of seamlessly transition to going above, on the lake there, kind of just riding over the water. So it definitely helps you get around.
This is definitely a bike I wish I had when I was younger.
子供の時にこういう自転車があればよかったなって。
そうですね、ダッシュできたらすごいスピードで走れま
What's
す。
that?
Definitely get you around quickly.
Pungan.
And then, of course, we also see that there's, certain secrets out in the wild area for players to find.
なんかちょっとなんていうんですか。
Go
隠
up
れ
there.
敵
Go
も
up
ちょっと
there.
調べて
Please.
ですね、このワイルドエリアはいろいろそのキラキラと
Fish?
光ってるアイテムが落ちていたりするので、毎日訪れるとまた新しいアイテムを見つけることができます。
Yeah, every time you come back, you'll find like kind of hidden items in different spots in the wild area, so it's a lot of fun to walk around and discover them.
And, of course, activities to enjoy like fishing.
まあ、あと釣りも今ちょっと
あー
ポケモンちょっと釣って。
そうですね。それ釣りもワイルドエリアではまあいろんなことができる
Show
ん
us
で
a
すけ
new
ど、
mon,
まあ釣り
baby.
も
Show us a
その
new
一つ
mon.
ですね
The game
So
looks
there's
sick
definitely a
though.
lot
The
to
game
do in
looks
the wild
amazing.
area, and
What
as
is
you
that up
mentioned,
there?
Fishing is one of them.
いろんなポケモンに出会えるんで、もう
Go up there,
いろんな
please.
ポケモンに出会ったりしてほしいなと思い
So
ます。
a lot of different ways to encounter the variety of Pokemon in the area.
Now, one other thing that we've noticed here on the left side is that we're seeing some icons pop up on the left side of the screen.
なんか画面左の方にちょっといろんなアイコンが出てるんですけれども、何でしょうか。
そうですね、Y と書かれているものと、その上にいろんなアイコンが、ステッカーがあるんですけども、これは、YY 通信といって、今回のソードシールドでいろんな通信を遊べるような仕組みがこの YY 通信になってます。
So this is part of the new kind of communication functionality we're calling that's through this device called the YCOM in the games, and
The
you can actually have
YCOM.
these what we're calling stamps appear to kind of show what other players are up to.
で今、
Oh, that's
実はこ
cool.
れ近くで増田さんがそのまま遊んで
You can see what
そう
people
な
are
ん
up
ですけ
to.
ども、
That's sick.
その、交換をしたいっていうアイコンがここに出てます。
So this is actually Masuda-san playing right next to us. He's playing the Gloria character
そ
there,
う
but
グロリア
this stamp is signifying that he wants to trade with us.
まあ
Are they
こ
gonna
こで
showcase a trade-off?
通信交換とか対戦とかをまあ自由に呼びかけたりして、まあ例えばマックスレイドバトルもここで呼びかけることができます、
So you can use these
増田
stamps
さ
to
ん
kind of
ですね
invite people to battle, trade, or even try and get other players to join you in a max raid battle.
グロリア、これ増田さんです。
This is actually Masuda-san. He's playing Gloria right now.
A pack of potatoes.
ワ
Thank
イ
you.
ルドエリアは、
Oh, mate, you
まあ
can
いろいろ
definitely
な
tell
こう
these.
プレイヤー
They'll use
が
caution.
違う目的を持って遊んでたりするんですけども、そういった、プレイヤーが、出会う場所でもありますね。
So So there's a lot of different reasons that players will come back to the wild area, but you can kind
It's
of
sick how other
encounter
players
other players
turn
that
up
are
and stuff
connected
like that,
in the wild area and see them in your game.
ローカル通信であれば、まあ、近くで遊んでい
This
る
guy
プレイヤーが
deadass
そのま
wants
ま
to go
表
up here
示され
so
ま
bad.
すし、まあ、インターネット通信をすれば世界中のプレイヤーがこのワイルドエリアで一緒に遊ぶことができます。
And this works either via local wireless with other players that are nearby playing at the same time. You can also connect with to the internet to kind of play with other players from around the world.
That's sick.
That's right, and it looks like now Terry has gotten to the town that we were heading towards.
Right, but there's some lights in the background, these red pillar lights. Could you guys explain what these are?
ちょっと目的地に町に今到着したんですけども、
はい
ちょっと遠くに赤い、光の柱みたいなものがあるんですけども、
はいはい
それって何でしょうか？
そうですね、あれはですね、ポケモンの巣でして、で中に非常に強力な、ダイマックスポケモンがいます。そのまあパワー
Yes, potato is a command.
赤い光で出ていますね。
So those are actually what are called Pokemon dens, and there's a red light emitting from them when there is a Dynamax Pokemon inside. So the red light kind of represents the energy of the Dynamax phenomenon.
光のところに行くとマックスレイドバトルをチャレンジすることができます。
And what that means for the player is that you can go there.
Imagine
and
like if we do a
encounter the Dynamax
randomizer
Pokemon in a
and they
max
come
raid
into our
battle.
game and our game's
Well,
randomized
perhaps
and they
we
just
should,
like get a
show
Mewtwo.
what the max
Sure.
raid battle is like.
そうですね。じゃあ早速じゃあマックスレイドバトルも、
そうですね。
ちょっとやってみたいと思います。
That'd be hilarious.
All right, so as we're prepping up to do said max raid battle, Mr. Mori, Mr. Masuda, could you explain a little bit more to the people watching at home about what the Dynamax feature
ちょ
is?
っとダイナマックスについてもう少し詳しく教えてもらっていいですか？
そうですね。
Dynamax in Rayquaza.
メ
Get
ガ
ready.
進化とか Z 技っていう要素があったん
Mega
ですけども、
Mega
今
Evolution,
回
what?
ポケモンがパワーアップする新要素として入ったのがこのダイマックスです。
So Dynamax
Oh,
is
you can have
actually
your
a
own, like,
new
little
way
icon
power
there.
Pokemon
Yo, that's
these days.
sick.
It replaces what we've seen previously, for example, Mega Evolution and Z moves.
これそうですね。ダイマックスレイドバトルなんですけれども、
Oh, look at the
好きな
HD sprite. That
ポ
looks
ケ
sick.
モンを1匹選んで戦うことができます。で、今回はボックスからも1匹選べるので、そこから1匹選んでルカリオンちょっと
Oh,
選
so
んで
they got the
戦ってみようと思います。
Pokemon.
And each
Is
player
it the
participating
Pokemon
in
Let's
the battle
Go?
can choose one Pokemon,
The Pokemon
from
Let's
either
Go
their party
sprites?
or from
They
the
look
box.
cool.
So it's important to choose one of your stronger Pokemon since you before you go into the max raid battle.
でも今回1匹なんで途中で交換はできないのでこの1匹大切に戦ってください。
And you only get to choose one, and you can't change during the battle. So you've got to make sure it's a good
They look
choice.
sick.
So strategy and
Steelix.
communication is incredibly key here.
ということはもうプレイヤー同士のコミュニケーションというのは非常に大切になってくるんですよね。
はい、4人で戦うのでその役割分担と連携がすごい大事になってます。
Yeah, cooperation between the players and also really determining the roles is going to be very important to defeating the opponent.
まあ例えば
That's sick. I love this
大
feature.
会賞の強い良い技を持っているポケモンが中心となって攻撃してで戦況に合わせて補助技とか回復技で味方をサポートするっていうのがすごい大事だと思います。
So yeah, once you get into the battle, identifying maybe which of the 4 Pokemon will have the best type advantage to be the main attacker, and also like who can be the best kind of supporter or the Pokemon that will use healing moves to support the team.
Yes, I'm playing as Togekiss, so for my first move, I've used
God, that's
this.
nothing.
I've used Reflect to try to protect all of us a bit.
そうですね、僕はトゲキスを、
はい
使ってるんですけれども、今リフレクターを出してちょっと
Oh, that looks sick.
守ろうと
That
して
looks
ます。
so cool.
Thank you.
こうするとみんながこう守備力が上がるんでこれによってこう攻撃が強かったり
Skull
するのを
Skull
防ぐ
Burns.
ことができます。
That'll definitely help protect against some of these powerful
Max
attacks.
Roxfall. What?
おお。
Bro, my boy got squished.
All
マッ
right,
クス技です
so
ね。
I guess we should do roll call. I'm playing Ludicolo, so I'm actually just got hit. And as we can see here, Steelix is doing multiple attacks. Is that fair?
ちょっと今ハガネールが
So what, he set up Sandstorm?
技をいろいろ出してきたんですけど、
Rockfall
それって
sets up
オフコースですよ
Sandstorm?
ね。
ああそうですね。ダイワックスをしているポケモンは状況に合わせてやっぱり2回攻撃してきたりとかですね。
I was gonna say, if this guy literally pressed bulk up and then pressed focus
Yeah,
blast, I was
when-
gonna
when
lose
you
my
run up
mind.
against the Dynamax Pokemon, sometimes they will take multiple moves, and so you really kind of can't let your guard down.
自分トムでウィンディ使ってるけどちょっとでかくなっていいですか？
So I'm actually the Tom character here playing Arcanine. Is it okay if I use Dynamax?
Absolutely.
Go ahead. I think we need all the help we can get.
Yes.
ぜひお願いします。
Why would you
ダイマック
Dynamax?
スなんですけども。
Why would you Dynamax Arcanine. Just Dynamax Lucario.
まあ
And power punches. I think
で
dead.
プレイヤー側が順番にダイマックス権利が回ってきます。でバトル中にどのプレイヤーか、1人しか、1回しかダイマックスできないので、このダイマックスタイミングも非常に重要となっています。
The ability to use Dynamax, it actually rotates between the players each turn, but your team can only use Dynamax once throughout the entire battle, so it's important to kind of identify what the exact right timing is to be able to, exploit its power.
So yeah, obviously a lot of strategy goes into these Dynamax raid battles.
結構じゃあ戦略性の高いバトルなので、
そうですね。でダイマックス技を使うと、その効果によって、例えば今、炎の技を出したんで、左になりましたね。
Yeah, and you can see that there are, once you Dynamax, the Pokemon's moves will all turn into max moves, which are much more powerful, and they also have these added effects, like you saw a drought was just triggered based off Arcanine's attack.
Yeah, and they look really cool too.
見た目もすごいかっこいいですね。
迫力がすごいありますね。
Yeah, definitely. I think it's very impressive.
As we can see, Steelix just put up a barrier around him.
今ちょっとなんかバリアを張ったみたいな感じになってるんですけど。
今
she just used Dazzling Gleam.
ソーラービームが一旦で出せましたね。でこれもまた、連携のすごいいい連携だと思いますね。
そうですね。バリアの方は
そうですね。でバリアなんですけども。不思議なバリアというものがダイマックスに貼られていて、
Dynamax looks sick though. I do like this idea behind it all.
そういうバリアが登場します。
So yeah, with the barrier, what happens is once its HP is reduced, it'll put up this kind of barrier that you have to take down before it will actually start taking lots of damage again.
でこの今ゲージが5つあるんですけど、
Why would you use Focus Blast? I know it's going to do a little bit more, but still.
で
You bulked up and you've just got a
ポケモンでも高いポケモンでも1ゲージずつ減っていくので、この時はもうどんなポケモンでも攻撃してこのバリアを壊していった方がいいですね。
But you can see that there's a
I love the
couple
new
different,
sprites though.
parts to the
What did
gauge,
I like the
and
most
each time
out
you
of the
hit it with a
direct?
damaging attack, at least one of those will be reduced. So even if your
I don't
Pokemon
know, to be fair. I was more like
particularly
Pokemon
powerful
if
in the
anything,
attack
really.
department, it can still reduce the gauge by just using a damaging attack.
ダイマックス技だと 2ゲージ減らすことができますね。
Oh wow.
Well, yes, as you can see, my Togekiss used Dazzling Gleam, which is not particularly effective, but was still good enough to break that barrier down.
そうですね。今
Oh, so the barrier went down.
高い技を使わ
Oh
なかった
wow.
はい。まあそれでもゲージが減ったということですね。
そうですね。なんで攻撃力がないポケモンでもこういった場では活躍することができます。
So it's a good opportunity for even the weaker Pokemon to, participate and really contribute.
This is
to the
pretty
fight.
sick.
And
I
Dynamax,
like
if you use it against
Dynamaxing.
it, it'll actually take down 2 gauges.
I like Dynamaxing.
ゲージを壊したんで、あとはもう本当に倒すだけですね。
So yeah, you guys have broken down the barrier, so now you just need to defeat the Pokemon.
We're very close, but one thing that we haven't talked about is that storm that's kind of lurking around Steelix. Could you talk a little bit
上
about
のな
that?
んかちょっと怪しい雲っていうかその荒い天候っていうのは何でしょうか。
あれはもうダイマックスしたポケモンのエネルギーがこう頭上でこう現れている状態で。
That's really the kind of the energy of the Dynamax phenomenon, just kind of brewing above their head.
もうちょっとで倒せますね。
Looks like you're probably going to be able to defeat this one without too much trouble.
この指攻撃を集中させたりする
Follow you
こと
makes
もできます。
Togekiss the center of attention.
お、これで
Trying to be the tank.
There it is.
マサさん倒しましたね。
Nicely
お、倒し
done.
ましたね。
Throw a Pokeball.
And we didn't have a single Pokemon faint. That was
Faint?
actually pretty good.
Hello, I'm here.
1匹も気絶してないので、よかったです。
はい。
So now all of us have a chance to actually catch this Steelix. So by catching it, can we add them to our party?
これで勝利して、捕まえるチャンスがあるんですけれども、捕まえたら、手持ちに
That
ポ
looks
ケモンとし
sick.
て加えることができるということでしょうか。
あ、そうですね。なんでこのポケモンを倒すとゲットするチャンスが生まれます。で捕まえるとポケモンをそのまま手持ちにすることができたり、
That looks sick.
結構実はいいアイテムも手に入ることもできます。
捕まえた。
So yeah, you can actually, every player who participates in the battle are able to get a chance to catch it. But even if you don't catch the Pokemon, there's still a variety of rewards for the players that
That's sick. That looks so
to
good.
get items and such that will help be beneficial in their adventure.
That
looks so good.
世界中の友達とかプレイヤーとか友達とぜひ遊んでほしいなと思います。
So it's definitely something that I hope players will be excited to play along with their friends, but also other players from around the world.
Yes, my daughter has really gotten into Pokemon with Pokemon Let's Go, so I'm very excited to be able to do raid battles with her in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield.
そうだな、レッツゴーピカチュウ、レッツゴーイーブイで娘がすごいポケモン好きになったので、結構こう一緒にマックスレイドバトルができることを楽しみにしております。
そうですね。
So I think Masuda-san, I think there was another topic that you wanted to touch on.
実機プレイは多分以上になると思うんですけども、増田さんからお話ししたいことがあるっていうのは聞いたんです。
はい。
Okay, what else is there?
ちょっと皆さんお伝えしたいこと
Johto? Did he just bloody say Johto?
はポケットモンスターシリーズとポケモン GO のポケモンたちを集めることが新しいサービスで、もちろんこのソードシールドとも連動します。
Yeah, there's one thing I'd like to talk about, and it's about the Pokemon Home service that we recently announced. So it will connect with the Pokemon RPGs as well as Pokemon Go to allow players to really gather all of their Pokemon in a single location. And of course, it will also work with the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield games.
ただしここでこれまでポケモンバンクのサービスをご利用していただいているファンの皆さんにちゃんとお伝えしたいなと思っていることがあります。
But there is one important change from the previous Pokemon Bank service that I want to tell all of its users about.
It's free.
これまでのポケットモンスターシリーズは例えばサンムーンではアローラ図鑑に含まれていないポケモンも、全種類をポケモンバンクから連れてくることができました。
So in previous games that worked with the Pokemon Bank service, you were able to, for example, in Sun and Moon, bring over any Pokemon even if they weren't in the Alola Pokedex.
でハードが任天堂スイッチになって、ポケモン1匹ずつに対しての、表現自体も非常に豊かになりました。
But with the transition to the Nintendo Switch hardware, with its, it being much more powerful, allowing us to be much more expressive with each of the individual Pokemon.
でもう一つポケモンはもう今では図鑑番号でいうとやっぱり800を超えてます。
And now we're well over 800 Pokemon species in the games.
でその中で1匹ずつ大切にクオリティを上げてバトルバランスも取って、限られた開発期間の中で最新作をお届けするためにどうするかっていうのは長い間議論を重ねてきました。
At Game Freak, we really spent a lot of time thinking about what the best way to move forward was, really preserving
Okay,
the quality of all
get to the point, I want to know!
Taking into account the battle balance, having so many different Pokemon available, all within, a limited development time, so we don't keep fans waiting too long for every new entry in the series.
その結果今作から対応方針を変えることにしました。
And after a lot of discussion, we decided to come to kind of a new direction.
つまりですね、ポケモンホームとソード
Why did it take so long?
の間を行き来できるポケモンを
They're not speaking Chinese, they're Japanese.
ガラル図鑑に登場するポケモンに絞ることにしました。
And so what that means for Pokemon Sword and Shield is
They can
that
only
players
transfer
will be
to
able
Home.
to transfer their Pokemon from Pokemon Home only if they appear in the Galar region Pokedex.
Right, yeah, you knew that was going to be a thing.
舞台に合わせて、冒険のごめんなさい、冒険の舞台に合わせて、こだわって登場するポケモンを、決めています。
So we were very careful. We spent a lot of time really thinking what the best selection of Pokemon to match the setting of the adventure would be.
さらに詳しい話は今後の取材とかインタビューでちゃんと説明していきたいと思います。
So I'll talk more about the details in future opportunities such as media interviews, but I wanted to let you know today.
ただポケモンバンクをご利用してくださってるファン
So
の皆さんに
basically,
は
Pokemon Home can only
お伝えしたい
transfer
なと
Pokemon to Sword and
本
Shield.
日お伝えさせていただきました。
And I know there are